Okay, hey, everybody. Do one quick thing here. There we go. Okay, everybody, welcome. Hey, have you ever wanted to understand how to attract your right fit clients through podcasting? So, yesterday I started a live that we went through the first three steps to be able to attract the right prospects for through podcasting. Today I'm going to continue on. So, the next couple of steps that I want to talk about, and if you missed it, you can go back and watch the previous live that I did yesterday. But the next thing I want to talk about, so once we've done our research, once we have made our pitch about somebody else, not about us, once we've attracted those right fit prospects and being able to tap into their audience in a way that serves somebody else's audience and is not necessarily all about us, then we have a couple of things that we want to do to be able to attract and continue on this process of attracting the right fit clients. So here's what we do. Let's say that we have a big podcast that we wanted to be able to get on. They've said yes because we've done we've done our research right, we've done our matching right, we've done our, in other words, we're a good fit for their show. We've shown up, we're ready to have the conversation. So now what do you do? Well, number one, you want to be able to do some research on the host so that you can understand what's their company about, what are their offers about. Depending on if you're the guest or they're the guest will determine how far you go on each of these. But really what you want to do is you want to be a great guest on a show. And what does it mean to be a great guest? If I'm going to be a guest on somebody else's show, let's say I'm going to be a guest on the Ray Edwards show. So he's a good friend of mine. I podcast with him just whenever we need to, when we have new launches of stuff coming up. So one of the things that I want to know if I'm going to be a guest on Ray's show is I'm going to want to know what's Ray's current offers, how are things going in his life, how are things going in his business, what does he want to talk about? And so the idea is that how could I promote him best on his show? Even if I'm a guest, even if I'm an expert, even if I'm bringing my expert knowledge to be able to serve his audience at the highest level possible, I want to be able to do that research so that I can know and show up the best and be the best version of me that I can. That helps somebody else be promoted on their show. So we're boosting somebody up. Likewise, when we're having guests on our show, we want to do kind of a similar thing. We want to be able to understand their background. We want to be able to have maybe a pre-conversation. A lot of podcasts these days will do like a pre-conversation interview to see if you're a really good fit. They want to know, especially if you have like a belief system background or maybe a mindset background. So you're a different perspective in business. So a lot of times people want to do like a little mini interview and they want to talk about what are some things that you know, how do you think, do you go to the market with high ticket offers and maybe fewer clients, or is your strategy in life to do low ticket offers and volume sales? Like those are two very different perspectives. And so a lot of times the guests of other shows, they want to have a little interview and kind of figure out where you're coming from. The other thing that I notice, they want to see like your on camera presence. Like, I don't know, basic things. Did you wash your hair? Did you brush your teeth? Do you look like somebody that can be a good guest on their show? Do you sound like somebody that is articulate, that can bring value, that's actually an expert in your field? These are things that genuinely people are looking for when you're in looking for guests to be on a show or you're going to be on somebody else's show. So then let's just say that the podcast gets all booked. We're ready to go. There's a lot of back and forth emails usually that are happening in this space, like bios are going back and forth and headshots and what do we want to talk about? You can ask up front if you have the ability to, oops, you can ask up front if you have the ability to talk about an offer that you might have, or if it's more of like a soft kind of so there's like a pitch a real offer or kind of like a soft close of, hey, just go ahead and contact Anita Anello at sap.com or something like that, whatever that is. That's not my real email address, but you know what I mean. That dialogue goes back and forth, and then you get ready to show up and attend. Now, podcasts on a regular basis get rescheduled. Just if you're new to podcasting and using this as a tool to be able to attract your right fit clients, just let you know that's actually part of the game. A lot of podcasters are maybe Many people are podcasting outside of their normal corporate job. And so scheduling conflicts happen, kids get sick, people get sick, like things move around quite a lot. And so it's kind of volatile. When last year, 2024, I had done about 80 episodes, a little bit over 80 episodes for the year. And that's because I was booked. Every couple of days. We were doing anywhere from 3 to 5 podcast episodes every week, all year long. And so you can see how um, if one of them fell off the radar, it was no big deal because I had maybe another 1 or 2 or 3 episodes that I was going to record or have guests on my show. So that would be something like side note, I would recommend kind of book your schedule as much as you're physically able to do podcasts, do as many as you possibly can. But then know that schedules kind of shift around. Okay, so back to attracting those right fit clients. Some of the other things that you want to take a peek at, and I'm just checking my time here. Um, some of the other things that you want to pay attention to when it comes to attracting those clients is show up, be a great guest, be gracious. When you are One of the things that I love to do is whether somebody's a guest on my show or I'm a guest on their show, I love at the end of the episode. So I'm bringing great value the entire time. I'm bringing practically, tactically steps that people can take in their business and not just ethereal knowledge, because it's important for me to bring something that somebody can do next to be able to improve their life, improve their business. But the next thing that I like to be able to do is to graciously thank the host for the impact that they're making in their realm. You would be, I am always pleasantly in awe of how amazing it is when I compliment somebody, because the reality is most people don't get complimented on what they're really good at every day. And that personally kind of breaks my heart because there's so many great entrepreneurs that are out in the world today. But to be able to honor them, to be able to show them respect, to be able to, in front of their audience, in front of my audience, be able to say, you know what? I'll use Ray as an example. You know what, Ray, you do an amazing job. And I will pull something from the conversation or something that I know about him personally to be able to say, like, I just want to honor you. And I always love to end an episode that way. When you watch my YouTube channel, you'll see that happen over and over and over again. So that's super important to me. You find out what's super important to you, but you see what we're doing here. It's not crafted, it's not manipulation, it's not anything weird. It's just I love to genuinely recognize the talents that somebody else has. And I like to share that in a public forum. I like to compliment in public all of the time because most people, do you know, most people have not been applauded or maybe even complimented, definitely not applauded. Like the majority of the population has not been applauded since their high school graduation. So to sit and clap for somebody who's done an amazing job is incredibly important. And then also, most people on a daily basis, especially if they're working a corporate job, are not being told how amazing they are. They're not being told what a great job they're doing. They're not being told you're making a difference. People are not being told these things. So I think it's incredibly valuable. It's a belief system that I have to be able to prop other people up. So, and to honor them and what they're doing and the difference that they're making. It takes a lot of work to put on a podcast. And it takes a lot of work to do 80 episodes in a year. It's a lot of work outside of other responsibilities. And so I just really want to honor them. The other thing that happens is oftentimes once the show is has been recorded and completed, we and my team and I, we like to send a special thank you afterwards. And that is just a follow-up, just a way graciously to say, thank you for allowing us to be in your audience. We will make sure, typically there's a expectation in the podcasting world that when an episode is released, you're going to share on social media. I'm going to share on social media. We're going to cross-pollinate against each other's audience so that we can get the word out and spread. That's how on my podcast we've been able to reach hundreds of thousands of viewers with all the episodes that we've done in the past 3 years, because we're kind of like cross-pollinating in everybody's audience. So that's it for today. We'll keep talking about attracting those right fit clients as the week goes on. So if you have any questions, go ahead and put those in the comments below. Go ahead and reach out to us. The other thing I want to you to know is always, 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 if you have specific questions for me, there'll always be a link that you can book a call. So be sure and click on the link and book a call, and we'll have a chat. So looking forward to seeing